Okay guys, thank you for joining me in another video here. So in this video what we're going to do is we're going to take the project that I've currently been working on this last little week, and we're going to take apart the trucks and basically clean out all of the grease, that white grease that Athearn just likes to really cake in. They put way too much. The amount of grease that's put in here is actually not benefiting the train at all. It is actually slowing down the train, and it's not doing any benefits for the motor or the train itself. If you've ever taken apart one of these trucks, if it's an older train, you'll see that the actual white grease goes tacky, like a maple syrup, almost like a dry maple syrup or something, and it's just no good. So I mean, that's why it's good to lubricate it once in a while. But some guy down there sitting at Athearn is just saying, "Hey man, throw in some more grease, pack it in there, we want more grease." I don't know what the whole idea of that is. You don't need to use any near amount to what they're putting in. So today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to take the trucks out and rip them completely apart, taking the gears right out of them, and we're going to clean it all up. This is here Labelle 107. I mean, this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a little bit of this, and a lot of people recommend using the Labelle 102 oil. It's I think what it is a little bit of a heavier oil, and it just kind of holds on to the gears. First thing we're going to do is basically we're going to take this off, and to take that off all you need to do is grab just like a small little screwdriver, and just I like to put it on here and then take it in from the front, and just basically you just got to stick it in there, and it's kind of tricky at first, but once you get the hang of it there, and you can hear it, it's kind of letting go, but you just kind of got to put it in there, and then once you've released it, once you take that out there and you've got that off, just put that there because that's something we're going to be cleaning. This is where now you can actually rip apart. Well, not rip apart, but I mean it just lifts out the worm gear here, and on the worm gear there's going to be like some bushing, some little spacers and things there. Just be careful you don't lose those, and once you lift that out, this just comes right out, and there you go. So now we have the worm gear out, and we'll just put that there to clean that. And then basically once you've reached that step, it's as simple as just lifting up on here, and there you go. So that has the truck right out of it. We'll just place this to the side because we're going to do one at a time. And basically I'm just going to do a video of the one, and then it's the same steps for doing the other video there. Okay, so I actually took the other side of the truck out. I just did the other one there because this one here I wanted to show you just what grease they pack in there. And I just don't know if you can actually see it. You can see the yellow in there, but this is a brand new Q-tip. And I will just go like this. And there you go, like you can just see it. It's just caked in there with this grease. And this is what you want to remove. You want to clean it all out. And what I do is, for the most part, I'll show you, is I actually clean some with dish detergent. This detergent's not going to damage any of the plastic or anything. And you just kind of give it a scrub. I use a toothbrush. But this part here, I don't actually do that. I just kind of scrape most of it out, and then anything that's kind of left with this like a bit of residue, it's not going to be like that big chunk of grease blob that they got going on in there. Then of course if you look inside the truck, it's just caked in this gear here, and I'm sorry about the lighting, but it's just like the gear that's in there, it's just caked with it, and that's the stuff that dries out. One of the first things I'm gonna do is I just remove the side of the trucks there, because that I don't want to damage when I'm messing around with it. So if you just carefully take your little screwdriver and you just kind of put it in between there and just kind of wedge it back and forth, these things sometimes can break very easy, so you just got to be careful. But if you're just careful and just pull it, like kind of start wedging it, it'll start coming out. But you want to try to avoid breaking it. If you do break it, for the most part, you can just usually glue it back on. There's usually enough plastic there, but that pin right there is what you like a lot of times might break. So just wedging it very carefully and slowly and taking your time, you'll have no issues there. So we'll get the other side done. There you go. So that's both of them out there. So then that's your truck. That's your truck with the gears and everything on there. And next step is usually when you get to this point here, there's usually just a couple plastic clips. There's one right there, you can see it. That's one of the plastic clips. It's a small one. And then on the bottom here, that whole thing right there is kind of what's holding the wheels in and holding the bottom of the truck together. So this top one here is relatively easy to take off. You just, again, taking your time. Plastic, so always be very patient with plastic, but that piece just comes out. There we go. We'll just throw that there. And then the bottom one, this one here is a little more trickier. Sometimes you have to go down and inside the truck around here, but once you get it, you'll hear the little snap there. It's not breaking, it's just letting go of the clip. And there we go. Oh, there we go. There, it's apart. Got her now. So there's the bottom clip. Just goes there, and like I said, that's what holds in the wheels here. So there's one wheel, there's two wheels. We'll come back to them in a minute. Just throw them to the side for now. And that's it. Now your truck should just come apart. Just like that. Just to show you here, you can see that all that gunk they have mushed in there, it's all right here. And then of course here's all your gears. It's just coated in there and barely on this gear, so you know that they just put a big clump in the top of that clip. This thing, I know there's a name for this, I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but they must put it on there and hope, you know, that it goes through, and the gears will get it through. The amount of grease that's on this gear right here is probably all you need. You don't need all that gunk, all that turd grease as I call it. So anyways, if you put them down here and just make note of which side they come out of, which is the one with the pins that are holding on to the gears, I take the gears straight up and out, and I just go 1, straight up and out, 2, and 3. This one here is not so bad. These two gears are the same, and the one in the middle is different. You can't really screw it up. Oh, let's get it on camera. So you just go 1, 2, 3, and that's exactly where they're going to go on there as well. Take a Q-tip or something just to kind of initially start taking off some of this junk and just wipe it down the best you can. Just wiping it down is absolutely fine, but these are the pieces here. These two are the ones I take, and I just put a little bit of dish detergent on it, take a toothbrush, lightly scrub on there, rinse it off, and dry it off thoroughly, and you're good to go. You have like 2 brand new plastic pieces with none of that white grease in there. And then same thing for the gears. I don't wash them with dish detergent. You can if you want, but I just basically take my time and I clean them out really good and get as much of the crap off as I can, and then we start putting it back together using our Lavelle 107 oil. So I'm gonna go scrub these right now, get them all clean, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done all the cleaning. I went down and scrubbed these with light dish detergent, and I've also cleaned up the gears and cleaned up the bottom clip. It had a bunch on there. Finished cleaning that clip off, so everything is clean. I also cleaned the worm gear, got all the grease that was out of there, and now we're good to go at that point. At this stage, here's a little tip that I strongly suggest to do. Find like a blade, just like a knife or something like that. And on these trucks, your pickup is on a metal plate that is right there. You can see it. That's the metal plate right there. And these little rectangle spots is where the wheels have the pickups, which is those guys right there. Where's a good angle? I can't really get it, but you can see like the copper looking piece right there. That sits in that little square there. However, these are painted black, and something that they don't do from factory is clean the paint off where it would be picking up the track power. So I just literally just do a little bit of light scraping. You don't go too heavy. You're not really taking off any material. You just want to get rid of the little layer of paint that's on there. It just takes a quick second, and now you'll be guaranteed to have a decent pickup from your trucks and everything. So that being said, I'll continue with doing these 4. Once we get that done, we'll put this back together. Okay, so there we go. We're all ready to go. And also one other tip too, I want to just, while you're at this stage, something I don't own is a wheel gauge. But this is a great time to use a wheel gauge to make sure everything is adjusted properly and everything's in good shape. That is something I have yet to buy, and I actually would like to get one for this. So putting these together, honestly, not difficult, not rocket science. Basically just goes right together the way it is. I just like to take a bit of oil and literally add like one tiny, like tiniest little drop on each one of these sections here. 1, 2, 3, and I just do it that. That's all I give it. And we'll put these back on in the order that they came out of. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And now that we have them in there, just you know, move it around. You see they're all free. Everything's moving together, and go from there. Perfect. All right. So once we got that in there, then we can go ahead, and there's nothing to lube on this side. It's going onto the pins that are actually not moving or anything. If you really wanted to, which you don't really need to, is you could always just add like tiny little drops, 1, 2, 3, just like that, just little tiny drops. You can rub your finger over it a little bit. There you go. And make sure your hands are clean when you're doing this too. So once that's done, then we just take the other half here, which is all nice and clean, and we literally just put it back on, line it all up, and there we go. That's it. So that's that. Then of course using your clips just to put it back together and hold it together. The little guy goes on the front, so this just clips right back on. So that one's on there, and then this step here, this is where you put your wheels back in. This one here, you just have to tinker with it until you get the things lined up, but go ahead, drop it in there, and then I just use like some tweezers or something just to get these to fall into place on where you just took like your blade and scratched it all off and made it all good. And this is where you want to make sure like there's nothing rubbing. Wheel is nice and free. You see it rubbing or going on the gears. And we'll get that other one, do the same thing, just like that, and get that lined up. There we go. So now, same thing, make sure nothing's rubbing. Once you're all happy with that, take your bottom clip. At this point, actually, before you do, if you just want to put a bit of oil like on the top of the gears, and as of right now, like I've gone as much oil as you honestly really need. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do on the gears. It's just that little bit right there. Besides the worm gear, I'm gonna put a bit on where the worm gear shaft goes in. But there you go. So there we go. We have now got a reassembled truck, and everything's on there. And put it on the track. Like, look at that. That thing just flies across the track now. All that goop that Athearn throws in there, take it out, get rid of it. do that, make it proper, and your trains will run 100% better. And then once you got that done, something I already did, you just take like a Q-tip and you clean the goop that they put in here, which is a lot. Now it's not gonna hurt it too much, but then I throw a drop of oil right down that. I know it's off camera here, but just so I can see what I'm doing. And I throw a bit of oil down there because it's on the end of the shaft. You want to oil in the motor there, and so forth, and then you can go ahead and start putting your truck back together. So there we go. That is good to go there. This is where you just basically bring over the truck. Train just goes over top of it. There's a pin where it's the ground. It's on there. Take your worm gear, or not worm, well, yeah, your worm gear, your dog bone, whatever people call it, and just line it up. Now it's got those little things again, you got to line up and get straight in there. There, it drops right in. And I said I just add a little bit more oil just on the shaft where, because I wiped it off, cleaning off all the white turd grease, as I call it. Go like that, one drop on top. That's it. That's all I'm doing. This here, literally, snap, square, line it square. There you go. Truck doesn't fall off. Voila. Bad angles on this video. I know. I'm sorry. We'll. But there you go. This train is 100% lubricated, good to go. Just need the decoder. Can't wait to get that back and get this working on. But that is this video. If you have any questions or anything, by all means ask. I will try to answer. I'm just learning as I go when doing this. I'm not, you know, I'm no professional or anything. Everything I'm doing here is what I've seen on other videos on YouTube. That's it. I'm done. Done with that video. Any questions? Please subscribe. I'm getting lots of subscribers. Appreciate it, guys. And we'll wait until next time on another something to do with this train. Take care, guys. Bye.